Okay, today we're going to learn about the vocabulary words, the questions that specializes in the vocabulary words on STAR, okay? Remember, I like to teach you based on their different functions, okay? The first, okay, so with linear functions, the vocabulary words you really need to know are slope, which is the same thing as rate of change. You'll use these words, okay? X-intercept, Y-intercept. These are things that you need to be able to identify in a graph. Okay, remember, that is your y-intercept, that is your x-intercept, and remember the other word for x-intercept they use? 0, okay? And when you look at the change in the y over the change in the x, that is your slope. Okay, those are the things that you have to be able to identify with linear functions. With quadratics, in a graph, you need to identify the vertex. If the vertex is a maximum or a minimum, okay? Maximum, minimum. These are the words, okay? Again, you have to know the x-intercept. Okay, and the words that goes with the x-intercepts are things like, they might say 0, or they might say the word root, okay? Of course, you have to know the y-intercept. And the axis of symmetry. Okay, so if you had a quadratic, okay, and it looks like this, okay, this right here is your axis of symmetry. It cuts it in half, okay, axis of symmetry, okay, that is your vertex, and this is your zeros, and wherever it touched the y line, okay, these are your zeros. Sometimes they call it the x-intercept, sometimes they call it the root, okay. Your y-intercept is where it touches the y-axis. And it's too far. Okay, the other function that you remember that we just learned is exponential. Not much you really have to remember, okay? Okay, you need to know that's the y-intercept again. And you really have to know a line right here where it goes a little horizontal. This is the horizontal asymptote. You won't. Okay, and then you have, this is when it goes up, it's a exponential growth, and when it goes down, it's an exponential decay. Okay, let's look at some problems, okay? Some problems we'll do together, some problems you're going to do on your own, okay? So let's start with the first one. What is the vertex? Okay, the way that we do this, okay, you can always graph this, okay? You can always graph this. X squared plus 6x plus 10. So I'm going to add a graph. X squared plus 6x plus 10. So I'm going to graph it. You see my vertex is 1, 2, 3. It's right there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, negative 1. Negative 3, positive 1, I mean. Negative 3, positive 1. What is the 0? Sometimes you don't have to graph, okay? The 0, remember the 0 is the same thing as the x-intercept. So this is the x line, so my 0 is going to be right there. So your answer is, when you type it in the calculator, type it in the computer, all you have to do is type in 1. Okay, what are the x-intercepts? Okay, I'm going to do one more with you. X-intercepts. Okay, so 5x squared plus 4x minus 1. So all I'm gonna do is delete. Tab, oops. Escape, I don't need a label. Okay. You don't want me to escape, so I'm going to just create a new graph. Okay, tab, 5x squared plus 4x. Let me make sure it's correct. 5x squared plus 4x minus 1. Enter. And I want the zeros, right? See, I can't tell. I know one of them, it looks like it's negative 1, but if I don't know, I graph trace. Graph trace and move it. So one of them is 0.2 and the other one is negative 1. So I have 0.2 and negative 1. Okay, so my answer is 0.2 and negative 1, okay? See, that this is 1, this is not correct. This is okay. So what I want to do is check to see if it's the same. 1/5 is, so control divide 1 over 5, control enter. See, it's 0.2, so that's good. So my answer is, so this is the same thing as that, okay? So my answer is F. Okay, axis of symmetry. Okay, remember axis of symmetry is in the middle, okay? So it's in between this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, okay? So my axis of symmetry is right here. So that is x, see how it says x equals negative 3, and not y. Okay, which statement about the quadratic function below is false? Okay, so what you want to do is graph all of these. Okay, so the first one is negative 3/4 x squared plus 6, negative 3/4 x squared plus 6. Enter. The second one is negative 2x squared minus 5. Negative 2x squared minus 5. Is it negative or positive? 2x squared. Negative 2x squared. Enter. looks like that. The last one is (1/4) x squared plus 1. Okay, so we're going to look at this, okay? The first one is the graph of two of these functions has a minimum point. This one has a maximum. The red one has a maximum. The black one has a minimum. The top one has a maximum. So this one is false. Okay? But look, we need to look at the graph of all of these functions has the same axis of symmetry. All of their axis of symmetry is 0. Oops. Okay. Let's go back to, okay. The graph of two of these functions do not cross the x-axis. That's true. Two of them crosses the x-axis, the other one does not. The second one does not. The graph of all of these functions have different y-intercepts. They all have different y-intercepts. So we only have one good answer, which is A. Okay, do this one on your own. And this one. Okay, if you look at this one right here, it says what is the y-intercept? You see it's between 5 and 6. So our best answer is going to be 5.5. Okay, graph these and find the zeros. Okay, axis of symmetry, remember where it is. Remember it's a vertical line. Okay, the maximum value of G. Okay, this is our max right here, okay? And it's at 2,9. Okay, but remember, when they ask for the maximum value, we're only looking at the y numbers. Our answer is 9. Okay, read this, see if you can figure out which one it is. Again, you're looking for the zeros. Okay, which one has the x-intercept? More zeros. And again, more zeros. Okay, here they're asking for the asymptote. The y-intercept. The y-intercept.